The travel world of 2026 is nothing like the one Western tourists remember. And the shift becomes clear the moment you land in a city that feels familiar yet emotionally different. Something subtle but powerful is changing across airports, hotels, and entire destinations, and travelers who don't adapt are already feeling left behind. Western tourists who once relied on predictable rhythms are now stepping into a landscape shaped by new priorities, new behaviors, and new expectations. Luxury doesn't mean what it meant 5 years ago. And even the idea of comfort is being rewritten by forces few travelers ever notice. In 2026, the smartest travelers aren't the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones who understand the new emotional language of global tourism. This language is shaped by shifting hospitality standards, economic uncertainty, and the rising importance of atmosphere over appearance. The first rule of 2026 travel is simple but easily misunderstood. Destinations are no longer trying to impress you with scale. They're trying to impress you with intention. And the travelers who sense these shifts navigate the world far more effectively than those who don't. Cities that once overwhelmed tourists with energy now deliver quieter, more controlled experiences designed around emotional comfort. Travelers who arrive expecting intensity often leave confused, while those who embrace the calm discover a deeper version of luxury. The second rule is that price no longer signals value the way it used to. A hotel can be expensive and empty, affordable and unforgettable, or priced strangely in ways that make no emotional sense at first glance. Across major destinations, travelers are discovering that luxury is no longer defined by perfection. It is defined by personal space, emotional rhythm, and the atmosphere a destination creates around you. This is why the same city can feel magical to one visitor and disappointing to another. The surface looks the same, but the emotional architecture behind the scenes has changed. The third rule of 2026 travel is that crowds tell the wrong story. A full city doesn't mean a good experience, and an empty one doesn't mean decline. It often means transformation. Western travelers who grew up in an era of global tourism expansion are now adjusting to a quieter, more deliberate travel world. The noise has lowered, the pace has slowed, and the emotional reward now comes from depth instead of speed. Another rule is emerging across luxury hotels from Dubai to Singapore to Paris. High-end hospitality has become more intuitive than expressive. Instead of grand gestures, travelers receive subtle adjustments, warm silence, and an atmosphere that feels curated rather than performed. For many travelers, this creates a sense of unfamiliarity, a feeling that luxury is changing faster than they are. But those who embrace the shift discover a calmer, more mature form of comfort. Western tourists in 2026 must also prepare for a world where digital systems decide more than ever. Reservations, upgrades, prices, and availability now change in real time based on invisible algorithms that care little about traditional travel habits. This means flexibility is the new currency. Travelers who cling to rigid plans lose opportunities, while those who adapt discover experiences that didn't exist a year earlier. Another new rule is that countries are prioritizing emotional sustainability. They are designing travel experiences that protect their culture, their people, and the mental well-being of both visitors and locals. This is why some destinations feel slower, quieter, or more structured. It isn't a decline, it's a recalibration designed to make travel meaningful again. Travelers who understand this shift stop expecting entertainment and start appreciating intention. They find fulfillment in the rhythm of a place, not the pace. The world is also entering an era where authenticity is becoming a higher form of luxury than aesthetics. Travelers are choosing experiences that feel honest over experiences that look impressive in photos. This is reshaping restaurants, hotels, tours, and entire neighborhoods. The places that thrive in 2026 are the ones that feel emotionally grounded rather than visually perfect. Another rule Western tourists must internalize is that emotional connection now matters more than price tags. A simple boutique hotel with warm staff can outperform a flawless 5-star tower that feels cold or distant. This rule is particularly important for travelers seeking meaning, not spectacle. The world is rewarding those who pay attention to how places make them feel, not how they look on a brochure. The next rule is subtle but transformative. Safety now includes emotional safety. Travelers want to feel seen, respected, and understood, not processed like data. Destinations that understand this are quietly outperforming those that cling to old formulas. The emotional intelligence of a place is becoming just as important as its physical beauty. Another shift Western tourists must prepare for is the rise of micro-season travel. The best experiences in 2026 often happen outside traditional peak periods, when emotional quality replaces crowd-driven energy. Those who adapt their timing discover quieter skies, more attentive service, and lower prices without sacrificing luxury. Those who ignore this trend face crowds, strain, and higher costs for the same experience. Travelers must also embrace a new rule. The world no longer rewards passive travelers. In 2026, you get the most out of a destination when you engage with it deliberately. This means choosing experiences with intention, being present rather than distracted, and valuing depth over variety. The destinations built for this style of traveler are rising rapidly. The emotional geography of travel is changing too. Cities that once relied on noise and movement are embracing calm and contemplation as new forms of luxury. This shift can catch Western travelers by surprise. Many arrive expecting stimulation and instead find serenity that takes time to understand. Another rule Western tourists must adopt is that hospitality has become more subtle. The loud expressions of service from the past are evolving into quieter gestures designed to protect emotional comfort. This requires a change in expectation. Travelers who interpret subtlety as indifference misunderstand the new luxury experience entirely. The world is also entering an era where the meaning of luxury varies dramatically between regions. A five-star hotel in Tokyo communicates luxury differently than one in Dubai or Paris. Understanding these emotional dialects is essential for navigating global travel in 2026. The most successful travelers can read the atmosphere of a destination the way others read a map. Another rule is emerging across the travel world. Modern travelers prefer experiences that feel curated rather than overwhelming. This shift has reshaped tours, attractions, and even nightlife. Western tourists who embrace curation over chaos discover a more fulfilling version of the destinations they thought they knew. Those who expect intensity may feel something is missing. The next rule of 2026 travel is that budget travelers are now finding luxury in unexpected places. Some of the best deals in the world exist in destinations where emotional value outweighs economic trends. Those who explore beyond the headlines discover entire cities that offer world-class experiences without the world-class prices. Those who follow outdated assumptions miss opportunities everywhere they go. This is only the beginning of the global reset shaping the travel world. Western tourists who adapt to these rules are stepping into a new age of luxury defined not by extravagance, but by emotional clarity. The next rule of travel in 2026 is that loyalty looks different now. Travelers no longer stay loyal to brands, they stay loyal to feelings. A hotel chain can build 500 identical properties, but if the emotional experience differs between them, travelers remember only the places that made them feel understood. The world is rewarding destinations that create emotional consistency, not just architectural consistency. Travelers must also prepare for the rise of calm design. Restaurants, hotels, and even airports are embracing architecture that slows the mind instead of overwhelming it. This shift is subtle but powerful. Travelers who notice it feel grounded the moment they arrive, while those seeking stimulation miss the quiet brilliance operating beneath the surface. Another rule Western tourists must accept is that itineraries are becoming shorter but deeper. People are staying fewer days in more meaningful destinations rather than hopping between cities without emotional connection. This shift is reshaping tourism economies everywhere. Cities that offer emotional depth are thriving, while those built on superficial attractions are struggling. Travelers must also embrace the reality that digital travel tools are no longer optional. Apps now determine access to reservations, transport, upgrades, lounge availability, and last-minute deals. Those who master these tools unlock experiences that others never see. Those who ignore them pay more, wait longer, and feel lost in a world built around digital rhythm. Another rule is transforming international travel. The emotional intelligence of staff matters more than ever. A single warm conversation can elevate an entire trip, while a cold interaction can change the traveler's impression of a destination. Hotels and airlines are quietly retraining staff to communicate with subtle empathy. Travelers who recognize these efforts form deeper loyalty than any rewards program can provide. The next rule is emerging from an unexpected source: airport experiences. Modern airports are becoming emotional transition zones rather than mere logistical spaces. Travelers who pay attention to how an airport makes them feel quickly understand what awaits them in the city beyond. The emotional tone begins long before you step outside. Western tourists in 2026 must also prepare for a world where off-peak travel is becoming a luxury strategy. The most memorable experiences now happen when cities are at rest, not when they are performing for crowds. Those who embrace this shift find beauty in quiet streets, attentive service, and softer atmospheres. Those who cling to high-season habits feel drained and overwhelmed. Another rule is reshaping traveler expectations. Honesty is the new hospitality. Destinations that communicate their limitations earn more respect from visitors than those that maintain the illusion of perfection. This transparency builds trust. Travelers no longer expect flawlessness, they expect clarity. The next rule is subtle but deeply important. Travelers must learn to value atmosphere as much as architecture. A city's emotional weather determines how you experience its buildings, streets, and culture. Those who understand this navigate destinations with more intuition. They sense when a place is tired, when it is awakening, and when it is quietly transforming. Another emerging rule is that boutique luxury is now competing directly with grand luxury. Travelers in 2026 seek authenticity over scale, intimacy over spectacle, and sincerity over status symbols. Boutique hotels that once blended into the background are becoming the new icons of global travel. Travelers who explore these spaces discover emotional richness that big chains cannot replicate. Western tourists must also adapt to the rise of personalized silence. Many luxury destinations are creating quiet zones, mindful experiences, and atmosphere-driven spaces designed for reflection. This is a response to overstimulation in daily life. Travelers who embrace silence as luxury discover a deeper form of rest than any physical amenity can provide. Another rule shaping travel in 2026 is the shift from checklist tourism to narrative tourism. People no longer want to collect photos, they want to collect stories. Destinations that offer narrative depth are thriving, while those built on surface-level attractions struggle to hold attention. Travelers who understand this create more meaningful journeys. Western tourists must also prepare for a world where cultural etiquette matters more than ever. As global travel expands, respecting local rhythm has become a form of emotional intelligence. Those who learn the unspoken rules of a destination, its pace, its gestures, its energy, experience deeper hospitality. Those who ignore these rhythms feel disconnected without knowing why. Another rule is that flexibility is replacing certainty as the foundation of good travel. Airlines, hotels, and attractions now operate on shifting availability and dynamic pricing. Travelers who remain adaptable discover opportunities hidden from those who demand rigid structure. The world in 2026 belongs to those who move with it, not against it. Travelers must also prepare for rising importance of journey quality. People are choosing routes based on emotional ease. Quieter airports, shorter transfers, and airlines known for calm service. This shift is transforming aviation. The best journeys are no longer the fastest or the cheapest. They are the ones that feel the most humane. The next rule is deeply psychological. Travelers in 2026 want destinations that reflect who they are, not who they pretend to be. This shift toward emotional authenticity is reshaping travel decisions everywhere. A destination's energy matters more than its attractions. Travelers who align with a city's emotional tone feel instantly at home. Another rule Western tourists must understand is that global tourism is entering an age of intentional scarcity. Some destinations are limiting access to protect culture, environment, and community. This scarcity increases emotional value. Travelers who plan ahead experience wonders that others never reach. The world is also shifting toward immersive minimalism. Travelers now value fewer, deeper experiences instead of rushed itineraries filled with endless activities. Those who slow down discover moments of profound connection that fast travel can never provide. The world is rewarding depth over speed. Another rule shaping 2026 is the rise of multi-city emotional contrast trips. Itineraries that intentionally combine chaotic energy with calm restoration. Travelers are designing journeys that balance stimulation and serenity. This balance defines modern luxury. The best trips offer emotional harmony rather than constant excitement. Western travelers must also prepare for a world where human warmth creates more value than any physical amenity. Genuine kindness has become a global luxury in short supply. Destinations that cultivate emotional warmth earn loyalty that money cannot buy. Travelers remember people, not buildings. Another rule reshaping travel is that digital influence no longer reflects reality. Many destinations that look crowded online feel peaceful in person, and some that appear vibrant on social media are quietly declining. Travelers who rely on real-world observation instead of digital impressions navigate the world more successfully. The truth often lives far from the algorithm. The next rule of 2026 travel is that food culture has become a form of emotional storytelling. Travelers want meals that reveal identity, history, and intention, not just flavor. Restaurants built on narrative depth are attracting global attention. Those built solely on aesthetics are fading into the background. Another rule is that wellness travel is shifting from luxury to necessity. Travelers are prioritizing emotional restoration, slow mornings, curated quiet, and meaningful human interaction. Destinations that understand this are transforming their hospitality models. Wellness is no longer an amenity. It is the new definition of premium. Western tourists must also embrace the growing importance of second city travel. Smaller cities are offering richer emotional experiences than their global counterparts. These destinations provide authenticity, warmth, and value without the strain of high-demand tourism. Travelers who explore them uncover a side of the world hidden from mainstream tourism. Another rule shaping global travel is that nightlife itself is evolving. Travelers now prefer curated nights over chaotic ones, emotional music over noise, and intimate lounges over packed clubs. The nightlife that thrives in 2026 is mood-driven, not crowd-driven. It reflects a shift toward emotional sophistication. Travelers must also prepare for the rise of proximity luxury, meaningful experiences located minutes away rather than hours. People are discovering premium escapes close to major cities. This shift is transforming weekend travel. Short, emotionally rich trips are replacing long, exhausting itineraries. Another rule Western travelers must adopt is that beauty now competes with meaning. A place may be visually stunning but emotionally empty, and modern travelers sense this instantly. Destinations that offer emotional meaning alongside beauty are becoming global favorites. Those relying on visuals alone are losing relevance. The next rule is that travelers in 2026 seek destinations that make them feel grounded. The world has spent years in emotional turbulence, and travel now serves as a stabilizing force. Destinations that deliver emotional steadiness rise above those that deliver spectacle. Travelers return to places that calm their minds. Another rule modern travelers must accept is that quality connection beats quantity of experiences. Fewer stops, deeper impact. Those who slow down experience the best of global travel. The world is rewarding presence, not speed. Travelers must also prepare for a world where sustainability is emotional rather than performative. People want to feel that their travel supports the rhythm of a place rather than disrupts it. This emotional sustainability shapes how destinations design experiences. Travelers who sense this alignment feel more fulfilled. Another rule reshaping travel is that airports have become reflections of national identity. A calm airport signals a calm city. A chaotic one foreshadows a tense atmosphere. Those who read airports emotionally navigate destinations more intuitively. The journey begins long before the plane lands. Western tourists must also accept that global travel is now defined by micro-luxuries, small, thoughtfully designed moments that elevate a trip far more than expensive amenities. These micro-luxuries shape emotional memory. Travelers remember the warmth of a greeting more than the size of a lobby. The next rule is that travel photography is becoming more personal and less performative. Travelers are capturing moments for meaning, not for validation. This shift creates more emotionally grounded journeys. The pressure to impress others is fading as authenticity rises. Another rule of 2026 travel is that weather unpredictability has become a strategic factor. Travelers must choose destinations not just for beauty, but for emotional reliability in changing climates. Those who adapt discover seasons of unexpected charm. Those who ignore this shift face frustration and disappointment. Travelers must also prepare for a world where culture is the new currency. The richer and more intentional the culture, the more valuable the destination becomes. Cultural depth offers emotional nourishment. Travelers who immerse themselves in local identity experience journeys they never forget. Another rule Western tourists must embrace is that travel is becoming more introspective. People are seeking journeys that help them understand themselves, not just the world. Destinations that offer emotional reflection are thriving in 2026. Travelers leave not only with memories, but with clarity. The final rule is the most important. In 2026, travel is no longer about seeing the world. It is about feeling the world. The destinations that understand this truth are shaping the future of global tourism. Western travelers who adapt to this emotional evolution discover a deeper, more meaningful version of the world. Those who cling to old expectations miss the most profound experiences the modern era has to offer.